All right, so sir, do you have any questions about the riders?
What direction do you think you're going to be taking in the near future?
We should tell everybody that Sir is going to take over the MRT.
Yes. So, sir, you must be really excited, but really worried because you're going to have your hands full.
Well, some might say I'd have my hands full, but
Only when my cock's in them.
Hack forms is something else, but yeah, it's pretty cool. But don't forget that you gotta read the rules.
Hey guys, welcome to the 16th installment of the Hack Forms News Team podcast. I'm your host, Baghead, as usual, and joining me today are Sir,
present.
Clark,
Yeah.
Dexis,
Hello there.
Yellows,
Hello, Baghead as usual.
Nobility,
Yep.
Hi.
and Vinnie.
Hello.
Alright, Dexis, you want to start us off? Talk about the MRT?
I'll guess I'll tell you as best as I can. What do you want me to say? The short version is that the group was deleted by Omni because...
No, we want the long version.
Okay, the long version was that I posted a suggestion to kind of help the members of the model removal team better moderate their own forum. It was either give them moderation privileges of their own forum or possibly have it work like the Red Babies forum used to work, where you can only see your own thread. This would be good for security for every user, and it would just be easier for everyone else. Unfortunately, Omni intervened and it came out that the group wasn't living up to the expectations that he initially had for it, because it used to be the Hijack This team.
Right.
For a long time, that was the status quo. They had a public group forum instead of a private group forum, and that was located in the computing subforum instead of the groups tab like it is right now. So Omni was annoyed, I guess, that so little progress had been made after he made a lot of changes to better facilitate the group. And as a result, he closed it, and he moved all of the malware stuff out of the subforum and into the White Hat Help forum, which is now, I forget the name of it, but he changed the name of it too. It's the White Hat Malware Virus and Hat Removal Help forum, which doesn't even make, the title of it doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
Wait,
That's
where's
the
this?
long
Is
version.
this in computing?
Yeah, he deleted.
No, sir, it's actually in the graphics section.
Yes, it's in the graphics section because computing is related to graphics, because we all have infected Photoshop and illegal Photoshop and whatever.
All right, come on, Nexus.
He moved all of the stuff, all of the MRT hijack logs out of that subforum into the forum directly above it, which was the White Hat Help forum. He renamed that forum to White Hat Malware Virus and Rat Removal Help, and then he deleted the original forum.
Okay.
Alright, so now that there's no MRT subforum, what are you guys going to do?
I can't. I wasn't a member when it closed, so I can't honestly speak to that. From what I understand, I can't speak on their behalf, unfortunately. I can speak from what could possibly happen, but I can't speak to what will happen.
So
Yeah,
let's
If you could speak on what could possibly happen.
There are a lot of other forums out there that provide services very similar to MRG and in different fashions that are facilitated specifically for that. So there are like 5 or so, I don't know how many, but there are a lot of different forums out there that are specifically for malware removal that use tools like Hijack This and OTL, etc. Some of the members might move there. Some other members could just become actual trainees there or could become instructors there. But the short of it is that the forum won't have as comprehensive malware removal help as it did with the MRT. That'll be on a different forum. Completely different form from HF.
Which is not to say that it'll be on a different form.
I don't mean different subform in HF, I mean completely different form. Like, with all the comprehensiveness that the malware removal team provided, you
Like on a
can't...
different form?
Yeah, like I think this one, like Geek U, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but I know there were a couple members here who are or were trainees there. I think Aura is one of them. He's training there in a program that I understand is very similar to what the MRT did.
Ah, but it's on a different form.
Correct. Has nothing to do with HF.
Gotcha.
All right. So Vinny, on that, we heard that you were going to begin, kind of changing the way that Null, or like changing what Null is focused on to kind of replace MRT. Could you tell us more about that?
Um, that's I won't be able to give too much information on that, but since there is going to be a lot of malware on HF, so it's not like there isn't. Omni's not thinking about removing it anytime soon because the majority of hack forums is malware. So we've kind of decided to take the responsibility because, like, 90% of the members of hijack this or whatever it was malware that that group MRT they were pretty much in null, so we're pretty much thinking about doing the change over to null, but it's going to be a bit different because they the program was efficient. It wasn't as efficient. Like, I mean, I was in the group for a while, not as a student or anything, because I didn't have enough time for that. So I was just in there just to see what was going on, just browsing. Because when we started null off, it was decent. The majority of the services and stuff that we did were all paid, so they were efficient, but nothing that we did was for free. And what we're gonna do right now with null is keep it that way. We don't really want to do something where, for example, let's just say with MRT, they would get students, right? And the student would waste like 2 months, including their time and the teacher's time. And at the end of the 2 months or 3 months or whenever they decided to give up and make an excuse with them being busy or them starting work or school or whatever, they'd end up leaving midway, which would leave them the group with one less person from the recruitment that they had, and their recruitment was very rare. So what we thought of doing is since we charge pretty much money for everything that we do of null anyway, what we're going to do is charge people for the malware removal training. So it's going to be the exact same training, but we're just going to do it for money. That way, if the person does decide to leave halfway through, the teacher doesn't lose out and neither does the group, then there'll still be money from there, so the teacher would have earned something and they wouldn't have wasted a month, a week, couple of months, I don't know, a year even,
So
of their time basically.
will
Did you
you
ever
be
take?
will
Go
you
on.
will you be doing like graduation deposits? So
It
like
would pretty much I guess, but we haven't really thought that far ahead.
Oh, okay.
I still have to speak to Paradoxum, TH, and a couple of the other teachers from MRT. I mean, they're all up for it because, like, first of all, who doesn't like money, and second of all, it kind of does help the community, even though it's being milked. But then again, Hack Forums is a business, and
yeah.
everyone knows that it's not like other forums. Like other forums, people would like Geeks to Go, for example, one of the forums, which has a malware removal training and stuff hosted on there. They do it for free, I believe. So it's a bit different, Like HF is a business and a forum at the same time, whereas other forums are just
forum.
business. Forum, sorry, not business. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I mean,
we're
because I could see like if you guys had tuition, but also like a substantial graduation deposit that you get back when you finish the program, that'd be pretty dope.
That would be okay. I guess that's not actually a bad idea, but it really depends on if the teachers want to waste their time. Because like you never know, because the majority of the teachers, the only reason they signed up again is because they work or they go to school or they do whatever. Like some money is good for their effort and time, and in return, the person that is paying, they actually learn something out of it instead of literally nothing. Like it's a
Yeah.
decent thing.
Oh, definitely.
Like when we done it's no secret. I speak to a couple of the people that were banned on HF, like Starfall and Ryan and KMS and those guys. Some of them are gone now, but like they're really decent with their their training or the mentoring that they did. It's efficient. So we used to do that for $50 an hour, which isn't a small amount. I think that's maybe 25 to $30 over the average mentoring limit that most people would do. Like if you're again like math mentoring or tutoring, that would
Yeah.
cost like maybe 20 to 25, 30 at max an hour, right? For a decent teacher or a mentor to like teach you something in maths or science or English or whatever. But we done 50 and we made in 2 months, I believe we made like close to 15 grand just from mentoring services. And that was split between the people that were doing mentoring. Like Starfall at one point, not long ago, less than 2 months ago, actually got paid $800 for a 1 month session from one guy, which is pretty much like rent, I assume, right? In the US.
Yeah.
$100 is pretty much just like a house, food, and just like not luxurious food and everything, but it's just something that you could live off.
Yeah,
But
that's
if you're
true.
living with your parents, that's even more than enough, I assume. So it's just it's a fair amount. But yeah, it does happen. So and if people do like the program, or I mean, they'd stick with it. You know, most people tend to stick with it and they come back. I've had loads of people come and ask me about the thing, but there's not much that we could give because it's still like in training, I guess. Like we're still trying to figure out what we want to do. We don't want to like do the same thing that MRT did at the end. Like MRT was an amazing group at the beginning, but it slowly died down. The reason for that is because it wasn't because it was elitist. I don't agree with what Omni said. It was not an elitist group whatsoever. Like sure, you could say it was elitist just because there was a staff member and like an ex-staff and mentor or whatever was like leading the group, and there's another staff. So there's two staff and an ex-staff member leading the group. I guess that's the only way they could say it was elitist, but like it's not like they were taking advantage of the farm, you know? Like how many years did they put into the farm just to help the farm out? Like, and what did they get in return? Just to use it, but like that's really not worth it in my opinion.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't put so much time and effort into it, you know, to
So
get nothing out of it. But I guess it was good for the community though. That's the only good thing that came out of it. Not other than that, literally nothing else.
So will you guys be providing malware removal like help kind of to replace MRT, or are you guys just going to be picking up kind of like the teaching aspect of MRT?
Well, at the beginning, we're going to have to like obviously get some people to learn the basics of it at least, just to help out if anything. Like we might not do the full program before letting them do the basic removal. Like I mean, there's honestly like a ton of basic removal, and there are members on HF right now. Like if you go into the white hat section, like if someone says, "Oh help, I've just been infected," so you'll have some person posting, "Hey, just get malware bytes and run that. Make sure you run a full scan so the efficient." So it's just like efficient on your machine, you know, like that type of stuff's like it doesn't work, like not all the time, you know. So
yeah, definitely. I mean,
yeah,
I'd
it's
love
gonna be
to see you guys do like a tuition for training, and then like a graduation deposit that you forfeit if you quit, and then
yeah,
like
that's
a
actually not too bad. That's
like
actually a
a-
really good idea.
a 6 month like malware like removal like deposit as well. So like once you finish the program, you have to give to HF and do malware removal. Otherwise, you deposit that, or you lose that deposit or something.
Yeah,
Like that.
I won't be able to do anything on that by myself. I'd have to then again speak to the ex leaders and stuff because I'm only helping organize. Since I wasn't really an official member of the group, I was just in the group, you know, just for a month or so, just like browsing and doing
Yeah,
whatever.
for sure. Well, I'm excited to see what you guys do with it, and I'm sad to see that MRT is gone because I do think that they helped out on HF. I'd love to see somebody like step in their shoes and take it over. So
It was sad, but I mean, things don't last forever on HF. We all know that by now.
yeah,
Especially if you've been on HF for over 2 years, like it happens. So
All right, so moving on, we had some other group related news where both the Brotherhood as well as Studio were flushed, and only the key members were added back to try and make both groups more exclusive.
Oh, are you guys done now?
Yes.
Oh, I just unmuted.
Oh, now we have TH popping in. That's a hacker for everyone who's listening. Oh, there he goes.
I think his connection's a bit dodgy. Like his internet got capped. So yeah.
So how about that MRT?
Oh, nothing much, Yellows. Nothing real important to say.
Yeah, it was just the basics of it. Maybe TH will join in next week or so and explain what happens if we move on or progress. But that's literally all we can say right now. I mean, it's probably better that we keep it with our group instead of like just let anyone do it, because personally wouldn't trust like a random person that hasn't had like malware removal training from one of the current or the previous teachers, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
It's
Have you
just-
had a lot of malware removal training?
Me? No, I don't have any malware removal training from Geeks to Go or anything, but I've got a couple of certifications to do with malware removal and security, so it's just the basic knowledge. Like I personally don't use any malware removal softwares or anything on my computer. I don't even have a firewall on my computer or laptops. I literally run butt naked on the internet. I surf without clothes on, so that's pretty much it's just basic. Like if you know what you're doing, you don't really need any of that stuff. I just
Metaphorically and literally.
yeah, literally as well. So, but
All right.
yeah.
Well, I guess that I will.
The
take this for-
HFNT podcast, Dex and Vinny's Hour. I like that.
Would you ever consider taking Null in a different direction?
That would it's TH's group, and I'm just literally helping him with it because
Oh.
the majority of the reputation came from the
The
people
Alliance.
that I work with. So, yeah, well, Alliance semi, and then I don't know if you guys remember when we started that hacking service thing. The only thing that we didn't do was grade notification changes, which is absolutely bullshit. Just for anyone out there that's clueless and expects some retard to magically change their grades, don't fall for that and don't get scammed because you will get scammed. And when you do, you're going to be crying because you'll fail school and you'll get scammed at the same time. And most of us will probably just laugh at you like it's true. So we just done like the basic stuff, and that's what gave us the reputation. Like Omni doesn't really care that I talked to the people that I did, and I just brought like those people on board, but they weren't on HF, if that makes sense. Like I guess some of them was some of the reputation came from the alliance, but like the members in the alliance don't really do much nowadays, to be honest. Maybe one or two of them post out of like the 15 or more,
Ah.
and the rest are just like AFK. We just let them sit there. There's nothing else that we really require from them, you know. It's just out of respect from the group changing, because Para and TH like they didn't really want to run the group, so TH is kind of busy, and in my spare time I run it.
Oh, with Kate is back. So, you want to take us somewhere else? We were talking about MRTs, so pretty much
So
group-related stuff is done.
yes, so far we've just discussed MRT and null and the future of malware removal on HF. That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we covered the group wipes, Brotherhood and Studio.
But the question is it going to work? Is it efficient, or is it just another dream move on HF?
Well, like I honestly don't even think the answer to that question matters because pretty much all custom user groups are shit anyways.
That's true.
True.
Like what does it matter that they kicked a bunch of members because they're either just gonna open up a new round of buy-ins or they're going to like
Well, I don't think Brotherhood's ever had buy-ins, have they?
well,
I don't-
you know,
I don't
Not as far
remember.
as
like
I've known.
Not that I remember.
go like either 5 years down the road and Brotherhood will be a faint memory, or it will be like buy-ins out.
Well,
the ass.
Me owning a group and Nobility as well, losing on a group and me losing on two other groups, which we both had money invested in, but we kind of like moved on from that, which is Illuminati and Legion. Let's be honest, like since the late 2012 period, like no groups on HF have actually had an impact on hack forums in a way where it's been
Well,
good towards the forum. If you think
yeah,
about it, like,
I mean, I'd say that's
I-
because they started going up for sale.
yeah, not only that, but the group prices rose like really high, which
Yeah.
got group leaders to start selling positions at really high prices, which
just-
most people wouldn't like think of or dream of back then.
It turned them into businesses.
They literally back in the days groups were
They were
they were
much
more
better. And they,
something
They were about like a
Exactly.
group of
Dude.
like-minded people of doing
Right.
something that they cared about and what they wanted to do.
they actually helped the community, and they actually done things together without being forced. For example, I wasn't a part of Techsperts. I don't remember who led the group now because I really don't care
Wait,
about it.
was-
But I'm
that
pretty
was
sure-
Positive.
the
that was
Rockstar.
positive. I loved Techsperts. It was
Oh.
a much better feeling from groups, and I really happened to like that group. But unfortunately, it's like the perfect example of a group going completely downhill as a result of wanting to make money. When
right. That's
this-
exactly
it was
what I brought
it was
up.
around the time when Omni had forced all the groups to pay $500 to become quote unquote official. Because at that time there were still some groups that had paid to become groups and some that had not. The Techsperts was one of them, and Positive paid to become the official owner of it because Radar Superstar was very inactive and he wasn't doing anything. So Positive became the owner, so he could call the shots, and he basically turned it into a profit machine for himself only. And it became, well, let me look, I'm looking at my group right now just out of curiosity, and it went to it was Texperts and then it was Rhythm. I think it was actually one of the groups that was deleted because I don't see it here. I think it was there was Legion. It was Texperts, then Rhythm, and then it went to Legion, and then it was deleted a couple days ago. I'm trying to remember because I
Wait, did Texperts turn into Legion?
No, it was Texperts, Rhythm, the corporation, which had Tibbet
That's right.
and
Yeah,
Aeon,
that makes sense.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
and then it was the corporation to Legion.
Yeah.
So what's
That's
this I
in
see
and
about
on.
Nightfall doing buy-ins here, Vinny?
Oh, dude, I'll be honest with you. Like, I've told everyone, like, in all honesty, I do buy-ins. Like, I have made a ton of my group, way more than back in the days. Like, I'm not sure. Like, everyone like used to like say that Code made like 10K or 15K off his group, right? And that was a fair amount. I've made over 50 grand off my group within the past, like just my group. I've made over 30 grand from just membership positions, and that's over 400 spots sold, and at least 80 to 120 members have been closed or banned on HF. So if you
And
calculate that
that's-
from 50 to 70, like just put it like that. But at the same time, the money doesn't exactly all go to me. Sure, I spend some of it on myself and some of it on other group members and do a bit of like, giveaways here and there, like gift awards and whatever. But the majority of it has been spent in a good way. There isn't any difference between my group and like any other group on HF, but the only thing with my group is I kind of like I make it. I actually try with it because I know
Yeah.
what the members want. Like Let's be honest. Like if you play games, like you're not going to be a serious gamer. You're either a serious gamer in terms of being competitive, but even then you're going to be flaming like shit, or you're just a complete and utter troll while you game. And right now, I've figured out that the majority of the members on HF just like to relax. They just wanted a decent user bar. They wanted like a decent community, and they just want to like relax where they could go into a subforum and they don't have to give a shit about having to post like twice a week or having to make a thread like once a month where it matters towards the group's reputation and everything. And I'd done that with Instinct. Like it was a testing phase. Like I've got a bunch of plans for the group, and I'm literally on like step 2 right now out of like 4 or 5, where when I changed the group from Instinct to the little gay user bar, that was kind of like a test just to see how well the members would react towards the group and if they would change their minds. Like a very high percentage of those members stayed within the group and they still wore the user bar even though it was a horrible user bar, and like the description of the group was just like completely just like tarnished. Like we had like gamers with GAYMERS just for the lols. Like even that was just like set as like a test just to see if members would actually stay in the group. And just because of that, I decided to get Nobility on board. So me and him have actually got a bunch of plans. Like right now, the main leaders of the group are me and Nobility. We literally make every decision, and after that we switch
Nobility
it.
and I.
Right, different grammar, different country, whatever. But it really depends. So
Question about you said you got $50,000. Is that across all iterations of Nightfall? So did that include Legacy, Lannisters,
no, I
Instinct,
saw
and
both
Nightfall?
spots in Legacy. Legacy was my first group. That was rushed because at that time, my reputation on HF was horribly shit. Like there was like a bunch of members being like this. I don't know, like when the Skype jacking first started, there was Skype jacking, Tibbet getting hacked, swatting and stuff like that, which all came onto me because I was on HF and there were people off HF doing all of that. So I got all the blame for it, and everyone thought that it was me. But I obviously can't do that single-handedly. Let's be honest. I'm not like some fucking 420 swag net fucking SWAT king. Like I didn't do any of that. Yeah, if I'd honestly tell you if I did. I actually didn't. Like when Tibbet got swatted, I woke up that morning. I came on TeamSpeak before I was off to my internship, and Ryan was in the TeamSpeak laughing, and he's just like, "Hey, we hacked his account." Like that had nothing to do with me. Like even Omni knows about that. Like, and when that happened, I realized that my HF account and career could have been ruined. So I split with Anonymous. I let him take the groups. He paid me. I don't remember if you guys remember that scam report that he posted against me for like 1
I
to
do.
2K or so. That scam report, he basically posted a scam report against me with the money that he owed me, basically.
Huh.
Isn't that really funny?
So
And
speaking
it's
of like anonymous and scandal, like could you tell us anything about what happened with anonymous scamming?
I'm
And like,
supposed to find some time and make like, dude, you have no idea what's happened. Like, if I told you right now, you wouldn't believe me. It's like there's so many things that nobody knows about it, but I'm probably gonna just make an ebook about it and sell that for like $50 a piece.
gosh,
I'm joking, obviously. I wouldn't do that. No, I'm probably gonna post the thread and close it just like Omni wanted. Like he kind of wants to know, but at the same time he's just like, no, I don't want members discussing it because it's really interesting. Trust me when I tell you this. Once that thread is posted, like everyone on HF that knows about Anonymous will want to see what actually happened, and everyone might think that I'm like doing business or anything with him. We weren't doing business with him. I was never after breaking up with the Legion and Illuminati after the first time. There was no business between me and him. The only reason why Across decided to scam was because we were pretty much going to report him because he was being an idiot. And he just decided to just like quit HF because of that.
so
in a way, it's kind
why
of.
were you banned? For
Oh, that was just because private reasons, I guess. Omni just thought I needed some time off because I don't know. Maybe I don't know, like he said that he likes me, but at the same time he thinks that I'm gonna scam HF one day for a huge amount. I mean, it's possible
It's
that
like Yellow's forced vacation.
well, no, he asked me to take a vacation, and I told him that I'm not autistic and I'm not gonna force a vacation on myself. If you want to give me some time off, you can. You know what? Give me 3 days off. I'm busy with work anyway. That day was the day that I had work. It was my first day of work, so it's not like I was gonna be active on HF for the first week. I mean, first week or so, anyway. So I told him to just give me 3 days off. He gave me 3 days off. I came back. I spoke to him, and nothing changed really. He still thought that I was gonna scam, and he still probably does think that I'm like gonna scam hack farms one day. But if I really wanted to scam, like I would have probably done it a while ago. Like I've made a fair amount of my group, which was gifted to me as well. So um, it would be gone. Like I really couldn't care less. But if I really wanted to, I would have done it a long time ago. Trust me. I just wasn't. I've never had scamming on my mind like ever. I've never scammed anyone. So it's just stupid. I don't know. He's just paranoid, I guess, because I mean, loads of like these big members scam.
yeah, definitely.
So they gain reputation and they scam. But
Like,
Anonymous
sir.
is different.
Yeah.
Trust me. Oh no, Anonymous's case is really special. Like
Yeah, no, I look forward to reading that thread.
it's very very special. He didn't technically scam. He was forced to scam. That's all
Oh.
I'm gonna say.
So, Clark, what were we saying?
I was just saying, Vinny was saying that big members tend to scam, and I was just mentioning you because you've had a few incidents yourself.
Oh yeah, incidents of successful trades and
Yeah, I
purchases.
think that would happen anytime soon.
Yes,
to
sir.
be
How
honest.
many people do you scam total? For how much money?
I have scammed probably -2.
It wasn't just Sir, it was Sir and Roger Waters. They called it the Scamming Alliance.
The Scam Alliance. This is true. Those who get scammed far too often.
Even if Seth wanted to scam, he probably wouldn't get away with too much because he doesn't deal that much in the marketplace. Like the persona of the marketplace is completely different to any other section.
Well, I mean, I used to. I don't
Yeah.
anymore, but like I don't know. It's not that I don't have a reputation in the marketplace.
Yeah, it's
anymore.
just
I
you don't have no use for it, basically.
Yeah,
That's
I
what it's-
I don't know. I have no products. I have no money. Like I don't have any point.
That makes sense. Like some people just don't have products and they just don't wish to sell it. Other people just decide to make bullshit ebooks and try and make a couple of bucks off it just so they could start up something else, and they like move up from ebooks to stresses and from stresses to like cracked I don't know, crack products, I guess, and stuff. Like, it's just really stupid. Like, I mean, they do it, and other people just like do fraud outside of HF, with other
Yeah.
HF members that they find
Yeah,
on HF.
just one sec. The hacker is joining call.
Is this true? Oh, he joins.
Welcome, the hacker.
Xbox on.
Are you gonna call him Indian?
Can you tell us some more about Team Fortress 2?
Dexus, give us the lowdown on HF. What's going on?
Let's. Okay, so you want me to go on a Team Fortress 2 rant again?
By all means.
You and Sir to talk about some indie games.
Okay,
That's what
indie
we want.
games.
That's what the
The
community
Stanley
wants.
Parable. Does that help? Can I start there?
Yeah, you
No.
can start there.
Nobody likes the Stanley Parable.
You can end there as well. So we're done here.
Yellows, you were saying something?
Oh yeah. Dex, could you finish what I was saying, please?
About the indie games?
Yeah.
All right, we're done there. So I guess kind of like we've been talking a good bit about like scamming in relation to groups like
When you
Anonymous
say
and
we,
Mm-hmm.
well,
who do you mean?
we would be some of the people in this call.
Okay, all right.
So the actually Autopost, who paid to be a leader of, let's see, what was
Phoenix.
it? Phoenix, yeah, opened up a scam
Phoenix.
report against Tibbet because he
Reopened.
believes
It was like from a few months ago.
reopened.
It's like the third time. It's like the third
Because he
time in-
believes he hasn't been adequately paid for his troubles. And so I talked to Tibbet a little bit personally about it, and apparently Autopost just decided to desire an extra $1,000 after Tibbet had already paid him everything that he owed him, and like now Autopost is just getting butthurt about it.
I will
Well,
never
it's very
understand why
simple, though.
people want money when they already have copious amounts of it. It's just mind-boggling.
Try and
Um,
ask the Koch brothers.
I think he was doing it more for a reputation.
Of course, I mean, you can totally make some bullshit up and have everyone believe it, and then you look like a hero, and the person you're victimizing is a bane of the forum. Like,
Yeah.
you can make something up that is 100% inaccurate and completely false, and everyone will believe it just because of your reputation. And
I'll
because
be
of
right back.
the
I have
reputation
to
of a
say
person.
that Dex scammed me. I think you scammed me for $3,000.
It's true, but like,
Did,
I mean,
didn't you just scam Cubone for $5, Yellows?
Yeah,
Clearly.
I did. I just
in all
scammed-
honesty, like, I do a lot of bank transfers, and I do a lot of deals with like different types of banks and countries and stuff. Like, if you really, I know how the Australian banks work as well now, so it's not difficult. Like, if you really did get scammed for that amount of money, it's not a small amount. He could have easily, like, within a second, had that money charged back. Like, it's extremely easy. If he did really get scammed, right now I don't know who to believe because one side's making up stories and the other side's making up excuses, and then vice versa. He could easily charge back that money within minutes. Like, all he would have to do is just go to his bank and have the money charged back. Simple.
All right, hold up. We need to explain what actually happened for those who don't know. So I think it was a few months ago that Autopost tried to buy a leadership spot. He didn't try to buy a leadership spot. He tried to co-buy Phoenix with Tibbet for a few $1,000s.
Yeah, and then I can't remember why, but he got kicked off of the leadership.
I believe the leadership.
But then he
team didn't
got
want
his
him or
money
something.
back, right? Or
Oh, really? Did he actually get his money back?
Tibbet actually made a post in regards to that yesterday. Yeah, you guys might want to check that out.
we'll see. Autopost posted a thread a while ago resolving it, saying he did get his money back.
Then why is the threat open?
I don't know. I guess Autopost is saying
So
he
Then
didn't
that's
get paid
just
now.
autism on his behalf.
So Autopost opened the thread because he thinks that since Tibbet had his money for quote unquote, had his money for several months, that he thinks that he should be reimbursed $1,000 for his troubles of not having his money that he supposedly rightfully owned for that amount of time.
Although,
so
according to
once
Tibbet,
compensation-
like Autopost is the one who made it difficult and like messed with getting the money back.
Yeah. So he's basically saying, since you have money, I think I should have $1,000 as a
he wants
reimbursement.
compensation, basically.
Yeah, compensation. Yeah.
He doesn't deserve that. In all honesty, if someone paid me like 6 bitcoins, right? For a
So
service
yeah,
that-
so apparently he broke the terms, stalled the payment, and caused the issues.
Well, that has nothing to do with it. If he got refunded the exact amount that he was paid, then it has nothing to do with it. Like I said, if someone gave me 6 bitcoins and $100 each, which makes that $600, and next week I was holding the money, and the next week the Bitcoin price went up to $250 each, I would still have to give him 6 bitcoins, no matter how much money he would have made on top of that. You know, I wouldn't give him the $600 worth and keep the profit to myself, and vice versa, even if it went low. Like, he doesn't deserve compensation if that is the case. But like, he could have easily charged back the money if he hasn't got the money back. Like it literally takes a minute. So if he wants compensation, then he can suck a dick. That's like he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, but the thing is,
He's
he got all his money back.
Then the scam report shouldn't be there. It's not valid.
He literally said, "Give me 1K or else."
Well,
Yeah,
that's,
and,
That's when you take a really immature approach like that. It's just fucking stupid. All credibility is lost when you
Right,
say
okay.
something that immature.
Yeah.
So what does the Omni holding the money have to do with anything if he's been refunded the money? Like that's what I don't understand. I'm not reading that
He
thread.
wants more money, I guess, even though like Omni's never gonna get involved, and
Yeah.
like it looks like he would lose that money anyways. So I'm
So
not
it
quite
looks like
sure.
he's trying to milk Tibbet out of some of a couple $1,000 basically.
Yeah,
That's what
I think it's more. It was supposed to be more of a bluff to try and get like the public behind him.
yeah.
That's what I
Because,
said. That's what I said. Like, even if he's completely lying, all he wants is recognition. He wants
Just to make a
he
public
wants rep-
spectacle.
Yeah,
of
he
it.
well,
wants
it's
reputation.
because he's
He
going
wants-
against a big member. That's why. Like everyone loves it when a big member gets into drama, right? Like look what happened with Anonymous. Like 80% of the community started like flaming on his threads, and they started backing up the normal member, if it was true or not. Like that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get recognition of Tibbet, basically. There's nothing else to it. If he's got his money back, that's it.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't deserve any compensation. Like Tibbet's probably paid the fees as well, so he got exactly what he lost or what was paid.
He apparently he actually got a little bit extra to cover the fees. So
Right, then that's even more than enough.
yeah,
Like-
exactly.
If that happened with me, I would charge back. If I was in Tibbet's shoes and if I actually did refund him the money, you know what I would do? I would actually go to my bank the next morning and charge back that money, and just make him even more sore. Even though that would put me in a bad situation, but that is honestly what I would do. And then he would beg me again for the initial amount.
Yeah.
All right, so AutoPost claims that he posted that thread saying he got the money when really he didn't get the money, which that doesn't make any sense.
So why did he post that?
Autopost
I
is
have
just
been
asking
refunded,
to be
I did it.
spanked.
He's basically trying to get his account closed, which will probably happen within the next 3 months. I would say. Like that's
Wait,
just me saying.
AutoPost or
No.
Tibbet?
Autopost.
Autopost.
Tibbet really hasn't really done anything right. If he's given him his money back, and even more, like someone just said, then he deserves nothing more. Tibbet doesn't deserve to give him any more attention or any more money. That's pretty much
Okay,
it.
he's also threatening to hire a lawyer.
That's like it's like Congress hiring a
That's
lawyer to sue President Obama, and all the lawyers thus far have looked at it and they said, no, we're not suing President Obama. It's the same
It's
thing.
just-
Like,
He's gonna have to like cross-match both countries' laws and stuff. Like the amount of money that it's gonna cost him is it's gonna be treble probably or quad the amount of what he's assuming that he lost or he wants in compensation. And I don't think that he's got like 20 grand left spare just to spend on the lawyer just to go to America or have Tibbet called over to wherever he's at, New Zealand, I believe.
It's
He's
not
not gonna
even
do
worth
that.
it.
It's
He's
he's
just
bluffing.
blowing smoke up his ass.
Exactly. He's basically just bullshitting right now. There's nothing he can do, honestly. Tibbet's gave him his money back, so that there's honestly
Even if
that's it.
Tibbet did scam him, there was nothing he could do. Like,
I don't think he
exactly.
did. Like everyone knows that I don't get along well with
Yeah,
Tibbet.
no, I mean, I
and I'm
don't think he
sticking up
did
for him
either.
right
I'm
now.
just saying, like, even if he did,
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
Get
that
along well with
AutoPost could
Tibbet.
do.
I just never have got along, I guess.
Oh.
Well, in other news, related.
Yellow's hit 33,000 posts.
Yes, this is true. But on top of that, the new XMPP feature has been like added to Leets as well. Like Leets now have access to it.
Ugh, just
So-
what we need. Leets getting more features.
Yeah, exactly. For you. So originally it was Uber plus Epic, then it was just Uber, and now it's just Leet. So now the baseline upgrade will get you access to.
Does anyone want to buy me Epic by chance?
No.
If you're a viewer and you're listening to this and you want to buy me Epic, just let me know. That'd
Yellow-
be
You may
pedophile.
also give him rep. He would like that very much.
If you could just plus me, that would
Oh,
be
and
prime.
Dexus would also like to rep for rep.
If you could plus 3 Dexus, that would be prime. Thank you.
okay, sure.
Xbox on.
I didn't hear the ding.
Now, sir, the writers is absolute shit ever since Clark left. What do you feel?
So how would you know this, seeing as you are no longer in the group?
I've seen the additions, and I'm not
You've
impressed.
seen the additions with timely releases and quality work. So Clark, I ask
Yeah, it's
you,
plagiarized.
how many interviews did you do during your several months as an interviewer? Well, was it 2?
I'm sorry, what
Confuses
was
me.
that?
Yeah, if anyone has made it this far, I am just so sorry for everything that you've had to endure.
It's gonna get better, so stay tuned.
Well, last but not
Only
least,
24
remember,
more hours for the 24-hour podcast to be completed.
you mean the radio show?
This is
I
turning
feel
into a
sorry for the
studio
person that has to
podcast.
render this.
But Member of the Month has their nominations up for the month of November. So if you feel like anybody, like perhaps Clark, deserves Member of the Month,
Thank you.
go ahead and run on over there and nominate him, or
Okay.
perhaps some other lesser worthy member.
Be sure to vote for Yellows. Even if Yellows isn't in the poll, vote for Yellows.
They really
You
should
can-
have an other
Roger can you can actually no, never mind. Minotaurs can't edit the
please.
polls.
Texas.
I've always wanted to see something happen Member of the Month. I've had it on my mind for a while. It's we're Member of the Month and remove the award and then just like leave a blank anonymous month for the fuck of it. Just to see how the community would react to it.
Huh.
That would be amazing.
I don't
There
think
was
I
someone who
noticed.
won the award, and Omni is like, you deserve this even if no one else will know why. If it was like one of the very first ones too.
Yeah, now it's a dead
it's a
account.
closed account, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
You deserve this even if no one else will know why.
You know what? I feel like if we ever interview Omni, like actually interview Omni,
Get your head
we
out
should
of the cloud.
ask him why.
You're
That's
not gonna get.
Well,
an
he
interview.
remember. I mean, this person hasn't even logged into their account since 2011. The chances of him remembering that are very slim.
I don't know. I bet he could remember. That's one of like. I mean, that was a pretty early on thing. I don't know.
But doesn't Omni have autism? So I don't think he'll remember.
Harsh.
He did.
I
get
didn't
scammed
say
last
that.
night.
Looks like someone's gonna get tomorrow.
Salza, why would you say that?
But that would actually require Omni to listen to our podcast.
Yeah, it's
so-
okay. We're like 35 minutes in. I don't think anyone's listening anymore.
Oh, you know what?
My Skype
January
says-
of 2014 does not have Member of the Month winner.
Hmm?
How do you
I
feel about
Well, my plan's going to fail.
that?
You're actually correct. January 2014 does not have anybody
Yeah,
on it.
I
did that
am
happen?
actually
Check.
correct.
I just
So
checked Texas, and you're actually absolutely correct.
You're actually right. Am I right? Right? I think that was actually in between Genuine taking over and me doing it. I don't actually remember, but I think it was like in that middle period between me and Genuine. Or Genuine and I. There's a grammar for you.
Genuine was so much more genuine than you were.
There's a
Dex.
grammar for me.
Here, take some of my loose grammar. It was falling out of my pocket.
all right. Well, thank you all for listening
This
to our
podcast is
podcast.
Oh wait, never mind. I lied.
The-
Snorlax won January 2014. He had the award removed, but now he had it given back.
That's it. All right. So thank you all for listening. If you actually stuck around this far, this is a pretty fucking long podcast.
Cock.
So get a pretty good collection of people. TH is still in the call to Hacker. He has not said a word, so I do not know whether.
Hello. Sorry for me being so quiet. I'm just busy.
All right. That was Clark.
I'm going to scam the community.
Apparently, okay. All right. We got a text message from TH saying I'm a female.
That was not a text message.
It was a chat message. I apologize, Kate.
You should.
Yeah, I
terrible.
just checked, and Sir did indeed apologize.
You also lied.
That is correct, Yellows. You are correct. So, anyways, yeah, thank you for listening. You should check out this edition, wear a support signature, comment, rate, subscribe.
Flame Astonish.
Enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening.
Have a nice day.
Hack forms is something else, but yeah, it's pretty cool. But don't forget that you gotta read the rules.